Noticias Telemundo is the news division of Telemundo, an American Spanish-language broadcast television network that is owned by NBCUniversal Hispanic Enterprises and Content, a subsidiary of the NBCUniversal Television Group division of NBCUniversal. The news division is based out of the network's facilities in the Miami suburb of Hialeah, Florida. The division produces a flagship nightly early evening newscast, Noticiero Telemundo, focusing on international news and stories of relevance to the network's main target demographic of Hispanic and Latino Americans. Other programs produced by the news division include morning news talk show Un Nuevo Día, news magazine series El Rojo Vivo con Maria Celeste, and Sunday morning political affairs program Enfoque con Jose Diaz-Balart. Noticias Telemundo maintains bureaus located at many of the network's television stations across the United States and throughout Latin America, and uses video content from English-language sister network NBC's news division NBC News. Background: the history of Noticias Telemundo traces back to 1987, when the network debuted its first news program Noticiero Telemundo HPC, a program produced through an outsourcing agreement with the Miami-based Hispanic American Broadcasting Corporation that was anchored by Lana Montalban. Following the program's cancellation, Montalban accepted an anchor position at the network's New York City-owned and operated station WNJU, where she served as an anchor of its evening newscasts until 1992. The following year, on March 24, 1988, Telemundo entered into a partnership with cable news channel CNN to produce two daily newscasts. Titled Noticiero Telemundo CNN, CNN took over production of the network's newscasts on May 31 of that year. In addition, CNN also produced an hour-long weekend news review program, Resumen Semanal Telemundo CNN, a news brief that aired 5 times per day for Telemundo. Produced at the CNN Center in Atlanta, the program was anchored by George Gestoso and Maria Elvira Salazar. Salazar later left the program to become a reporter at rival Univision's news division Noticiero Univision. Chilean native Cecilia Bolico, a former Miss Universe, was named as Salazar's replacement. The final incarnation produced in Atlanta was co-anchored by Patricia Janiet. In 1992, Enrique Gratas joined the network to serve as anchor of Ocario ASI, a nightly news magazine providing in-depth stories dealing with issues pertinent to U.S. Hispanics and investigative reports. In 1994, Telemundo launched its own 24-hour cable news channel, Telenoticias, which was operated as a joint venture between Argentinian television network RTE, Spain broadcaster Antena 3 and Reuters. The venture was not successful and the partners later sold the channel to CBS Cable in 1996, which rebranded the network as CBS Telenoticias and increased its distribution across North, Central and South America. Following the sale of Telenoticias to CBS, Telemundo entered into a content partnership with the channel to produce early evening and prime-time newscasts that would air on the broadcast network. CBS sold Telenoticias back to Telemundo in February 2000, after which the network was relaunched as the entertainment-based Telemundo International. Noticias Telemundo was founded as an in-house network news division on August 25, 1999, under the auspices of former CBS News Vice President Joe Peyronin, who served as the Telemundo division's executive vice president until 2006. after Telemundo's agreement with CBS Telenoticias ended the day prior. The network launched 2 half-hour evening newscasts on January 1, 2000. The nightly general news broadcast Noticiero Telemundo, which was produced out of Telemundo's Hialeah, Florida headquarters, and the weeknight-only late news program Noticiero Telemundo International, an internationally focused news program produced out of its new bureau in Mexico City. In September 2000, the network launched a 2-hour morning news program, Buenos Dias, the network's first national morning show entry, hosted by Jose Diaz-Balart and former Univision anchor Gloria Calzada. Additional news programs were created by the network in the wake of the September 11, 2001 attacks. Buenos Dias was replaced by Hoy en el Mundo, a news program focused on national and international stories anchored by Diaz-Balart and Marian de la Fuente. It also launched companion early morning newscast En la Madrugada. Also in wake of the September 11, 2001 attacks, Telemundo launched another news program that aired weeknights called Un Nuevo Mundo, Una Nación Unida. That program was anchored by Pedro Sevchek and Ocario ASI anchor Ana Patricia Candiani. The show replaced a weeknight novella called Provocame. That show was rescheduled. In 2002, the network launched a late afternoon news and entertainment magazine series, similar in format to its Univision competitor Prima Impacto, El Rojo Vivo con Maria Celeste. In 2005, Telemundo signed longtime Univision anchor Maria Antonieta Collins to a long-term contract, in which she would host a program for the network. The network then cancelled Hoy en el Mundo and En la Madrugada, replacing them in October 2005 with a news and lifestyle program titled Cada Dia with Maria Antonieta. Collins hosted the program, with Diaz-Balart serving as co-host and also serving as anchor of another early morning news program titled Noticiero Telemundo Madrugada, before leaving that program and being replaced as anchor by Ana Patricia Candiani. In 2007, Telemundo discontinued the Saturday and Sunday editions of the flagship Noticiero Telemundo broadcast and El Rojo Vivo, which were replaced with feature films and reality-based series. Weekend editions of Noticiero Telemundo were restored in October 4, 2014, focusing on general news, health and consumer segments, analysis of the previous week's major stories and a preview of events occurring in the coming week. Cada Dia was cancelled in May 2008, after Collins announced that she would leave Telemundo when her contract expired in August of that year. Returned to news anchoring, and as a result of low ratings for the program, Noticiero Telemundo Madrugada, meanwhile, was replaced by an hour-long music and dance program that was spun off from the network's Saturday afternoon series Descontrol. The former of the two morning news shows was replaced by a new hybrid news and lifestyle program, Love and Tate, which was initially broadcast and produced by out of the studios of the network's San Juan, Puerto Rico station WKAQ-TV. The hybrid program, which was retitled Un Nuevo Día in July 2012, originally included local participation of the network's Miami-owned and operated station WSCV from its studios in the suburb of Miramar, Florida, and bureaus located in New York City, Los Angeles and Mexico City. The show was later revamped in February 2011, discontinuing the local cut-ins and relocating its production operations to Telemundo's headquarters in Hialeah. In 2011, Telemundo debuted a half-hour Sunday morning political and cultural affairs talk show Enfoque, hosted by Diaz-Balart. marking a restoration of weekend news programming on the network. The program was expanded to 1 hour in January 2014. On July 6, 2015, Noticiero Telemundo became the first national network newscast to produce an entire broadcast using mobile devices. Journalists reporting for the special Digital Day broadcast were equipped with smartphones and tablet computers to record and transmit stories included on the broadcast, which was also streamed on Noticiero Telemundo's Periscope account, incorporating behind-the-scenes footage of the program's anchors and reporters during breaks within the program. Programs: Current Al Rojo Vivo con Maria Celeste, newsmagazine. Enfoque, current affairs talk show. Noticiero Telemundo, flagship evening newscast. Noticiero Telemundo fin de semana, flagship weekend evening newscast. Un Nuevo Día, weekday morning news and lifestyle program. Forma cada día with Maria Antonieta. En la madrugada, hoy en el mundo. Noticiero Telemundo CNN. Noticiero Telemundo International. Noticiero Telemundo Madrugada. Ocurrió ASI. Telemundo HBC. On-air staff. Current on-air staff: Maria Celeste Raras, co-anchor of Noticiero Telemundo, anchor of Al Rojo Vivo. Jose Diaz-Balart, co-anchor of Noticiero Telemundo, host of Enfoque. Edgardo del Villa, co-anchor of Noticiero Telemundo fin de semana. Felicidad Avalera, co-anchor of Noticiero Telemundo fin de semana. Notable former on-air staff indicates deceased Enrique Gratas, Pedro Sevchek,